Well, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and what you see in front of you are a couple of knives and some okra pods. Now these we let go to seed, and you can hear the seeds inside of them. And since okra is not a GMO crop, because there's no reason to genetically modify okra, it's a southern thing, well, you can just take the pods, store the seeds in the pods, let them dry, make sure they're in a really dry place. Got a dehumidifier going in the basement, and pick them. It's one of the things I did today. Well, besides that, I just want to talk to you about a couple Becker knives. And I know you've seen the deal, man, but this is the Becker Companion. But this Becker Companion, and this is the BK2, was made in Camillus, New York, by Camillus. It's not made by at their Kabar, man. So this is the Becker Companion they made prior to 2007. Here's another BK knife in a Spec Op sheath. This is the BK7 Extreme. Let's try and get the focus on there. BK7 Extreme, made in Camillus, New York also. S30V blade, linen micarta scales, and a Spec Op sheath. Now they haven't made these BK knives anymore. They still make, of course, the BK2. Now they make the BK2 Companion still, but they make it with a different sheath now also. And when they make it with that different sheath, it's called the BK22. But let's move it off the side. When Camillus went belly up, I waited a little bit of time, and I bought this BK9. Got a long blade. Of course, you saw in my sharpening video, I have reprofiled the blade and sharpened it to a point to where it is a 30-degree angle on there. It's a thin blade anyway. I mean, it's not a very thick blade. When you compare it to the Companion, when you compare it to any of that stuff, I'll give you a direct comparison to the Companion. A 1/4-inch blade Companion compared to the other one. Now, it doesn't seem like there's much of a difference, but there is. But, I try. So, this BK knife, of course, has the Kabar emblem in there, Olean, New York, I'll show you just how time has changed. This BK9 came with, and they still may do that, a BK13 made in China. Now, of course, I've also reprofiled this one to a same thing. Has a 90-degree spine on it. Real cool little utility knife, but it came with this, and this knife sheath has an extra slot there for that BK13. Of course, it's made in China. I understand. Now, this BK13 sheath has a belt loop, and then has the things where you can put that there Molly type attachment or the Alice type clips or whatever you want to put in there. But that was my first introduction into the BK brand with at their Kabar type corporation. Well, let's move that off to the side. And you have to understand, I've not been buying knives, not been buying any of that stuff here lately. But I did get inspired to buy, and this is the Kabar Master Series BK Kabar Becker knife and tool, made in the United States. Knife. Let's see what it is. We already know, because we watch and we read the headlines now, or the title. This is that their Becker knife and tool, man. With Kabar now, they come with alternate scales. These are the tan scales. Of course, comes with the black one on it, and this is the new sheath. Now, let's go from the outside in. The new sheath has 2 attachment points, which means it's jump certified. Has that little pocket there that is Velcro. That's the first time that's ever been opened. Probably never be opened again. And is MOLLE attachable. And then also easily to put on a belt clip right there like that, boy. And has a snap in case your that there Velcro gets stuff on it, man. So here we go. What BK do we have? We have, as according to Mr. Becker, the BK-15, which is the ultimate steak knife. Now, why did I buy the steak knife? Because it is the ultimate kitchen prep, this, that, or the other. Very thin blade. Good handles on it. I like the way that we did the pommel on that one. And one problem that I did have with it, though, the angle on the grind on the blade was a little abrupt, okay? So what I did was I took that Spyderco Sharp Maker and then I put a 30-degree bevel on it, which is 15 degrees per side, and reprofiled the blade and turned it into the ultimate steak knife. One thing I've noticed is the grinds that Kabar puts on these knives, is not quite as good as the one Camillus used to. I have not touched this blade as it came from the factory, nor have I touched the other one, and it has a very, very nice edge on it. The Kabar, on the other hand, and this is not just this knife, but a lot of them just have a very rough grind. So, needless to say, I redid it. There we go. It's a really good knife. It's something I definitely recommend. I'm going to put this into a lot of kitchen type, camp type use. As far as whether I'll put the brown handles on it, even though it has a cool factor, I don't know. But this is the BK-15, and then some of my other Camillus and this there, the other, and Becker knives. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and have a good one. And you know, work smarter, not harder. That okra, that was just something all I had to do was go out for a few minutes and pick some pods, and I'm going to dry them in the basement with a dehumidifier going, and we're going to rock out. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and have a good one.